This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk about winning the money lottery. This is something that Warren Buffett talks about in a parallel way. He talks about winning the genetic lottery, by which he refers to parents' DNA and the location or nation of your birth. When I'm talking about winning the money lottery, what I'm referring to is the fact that where you're born determines which local currency monopoly you're forced to join. And there are many world currencies. Obviously, the US dollar is still the predominant one. But if you think about it, it's a very strange thing that you would be born into one of these systems. Every country has its own legal tender laws and its own tax payment laws, which usually give the local currency a monopoly when it comes to interacting with a local organized crime and protection racket monopoly, which is also known as the government. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your money, at least until recently. If you're born in a country with an underdeveloped banking system, it can be very difficult or impossible to send money or otherwise interact economically with other people, both locally in your community and globally as well when it comes to remittances, for example. If you're born in a country with a fiat currency that is an even worse store of value than, say, the US dollar and the Swiss franc, which seem to be the two predominantly strong currencies, even though they're weak, they're just the least bad of the bad bunch. If you're born in a country with a fiat currency that's worse than the dollar or Swiss franc, it can be impossible to accumulate capital, i.e., it can be impossible to save for the future, whether that means saving money to start a business or saving for your own old age or the old age of someone in your family. Ironically, the same limitation can also apply to governments in these countries, which themselves are unable to store enough value in their local currency because it's hyperinflating to make it possible to carry out long-term capital improvements like roads, energy infrastructure, and things like this. Also, if you live in a country with a very weak currency, even if you spend less than you earn, in other words, you're doing the right thing financially, that surplus, that savings, can be destroyed in a matter of weeks or even in a matter of days or even hours by hyperinflation. In other words, the loss of purchasing power as that currency falls, not just against the dollar and the euro and the Swiss franc, but against real goods and services. When the money is bad, people will seek out alternate stores of value like livestock, mopeds, electronics, even food, anything that you can store that holds its value better than the local currency. In many cases, this is also the US dollar that people use to store their savings when their local currency is weak. But again, the US dollar is losing something like 5 to 20% in purchasing power per year, depending where you are and how you measure it. So it's also a very bad store of value. But if your currency is super weak, like many of these local currencies are, you go straight to the store after getting paid and you spend all of your money immediately on food or goods. Otherwise, your money might just buy half that amount just the next day or the next week. So what's the solution? One solution might be a globally available digital store value, one that's not controlled by a small group of insiders, one that anyone can hold on their smartphone as a digital asset. And now, as of 2023, approximately 86% of the world's population, 6.92 billion users, own smartphones. So this is becoming increasingly possible for the global population. And of course, we're talking about Bitcoin because Bitcoin not only allows people to hold incorruptible money on their phones and preserve the purchasing power of the money that they have earned, it also allows people everywhere to work for Bitcoin and to get paid directly in Bitcoin. And this helps to create a more level playing field in the global jobs market, allowing talent and grit to shine, regardless of whether someone won the money lottery at birth. And this is good for the global economy to have talented people be able to make money and to find jobs and to trade their goods and services globally as well. Everyone benefits from this. It's a win-win for everyone that is, except for the fiat politicians, the fiat bankers and central bankers, and the other rent seekers and parasites who live and thrive on the fiat system. Fortunately, we have Bitcoin now. Bitcoin allows everyone to win the money lottery, regardless of their birthplace, race, national origin, religious background, gender, etc. If you know of websites similar to this, I'll stick this in the description notes below if you know of other websites that list jobs globally that pay in Bitcoin. I'd love to see them, but for now, I will stick this in the description notes below, bitcoinerjobs.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.